Hey guys, what's going on? BMcG here, and today we have a showcase on my newly ranked 5 VOX. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I have not been very motivated to make YouTube videos for you guys lately. Just been, busy with other things, but getting VOX and ranking this guy up has completely changed that, and I'm more motivated than ever to show you guys some stuff on this guy. So we're gonna start the showcase off in Realm of Legends against Winter Soldier like we always do, and this is just to give you guys a general idea of how his damage is in like a 500,000 health pool. So VOX is really not that hard to play. There's only one thing that you really need to do, and that is drop a special attack before the degens expire. So every other special, it like alternates. So the first special you throw, it will place degens on the opponent for the amount of buffs you have, and then the second amount will convert those degens into intensify buffs. So that's the reason why you want to throw that second special too, because you essentially cash out on those degens. That gives you the max amount of intensifies, which will increase the potency of all the other buffs that VOX gains, and it's just a good time. The damage keeps ramping and ramping and ramping. It's just the only way you will lose your ramp is if you don't throw a second special attack, or if you don't throw a special attack before those degens expire. So we're going into Battlegrounds now. Thank you TJ and Karate Mike for helping me get some content to showcase this guy on. We are starting against Guardian, and VOX is very good for Guardian because Guardian has an annoying ability where he auto blocks special attacks while he has his armor active. But VOX has Undermine on his special 1, so anytime the opponent would auto block, he instead goes unblockable. Right there, I'm not great at the game sometimes, and I make mistakes. So yeah, should have been a near full yellow bar, but it is what it is. So that was a rank 4 Guardian, and a lot of you guys are probably saying, well, that's a rank 5 VOX versus a rank 4 Guardian. Well, let's go against Future Ant-Man. This is a rank 5 Future Ant-Man. So, just trying to show you guys the range of this guy's damage. It's very good. It's really good. And the way his degen scales, you could really punch up with him very well. I've had people ask me before what I mean by punching up and punching down. So, like, let's say I'm using a rank 5 champion and I'm fighting a rank 5 champion. That is equal footing. If I'm using a rank 5 attacker and I'm fighting a rank 4 defender, I am punching down. If I'm fighting a rank 2 defender with a rank 5 defender, that is punching up. But VOX, the way his degens scale, he's very good at punching up, because as these degens start to expire and get close to expiring, they keep increasing their damage, and it goes from 10,000 per tick to 11,000 per tick to 12,000 per tick. So you end up getting in these scenarios where you're getting like 20,000 damage per second or upwards of it, and it's a really good time. He can punch up well, and I will show you guys here after we just saw that Future Ant-Man get melted. That was a equal footing rank 5 versus rank 5. This is rank 5 versus rank 2, so we are punching up because rank 2s have higher stats than rank 5s. And it's a similar result. So what I'm trying to say is, he's got a lot of range, and he can handle a lot, is basically what I'm trying to say. So I wanted to ramp up my precision buffs a little bit more, but I didn't want to waste too much time. I figured 18 to 22 degens would be plenty for most Battlegrounds fights, so I figured 19 would be good. That's why I just dexed into the special 1. Right here, we're just going to drop the special 2. That pauses our degens, and yeah, Hulkbuster's down in 55 seconds. And, VOX is a very ramp-up oriented champion. He's still doing really good in these Battlegrounds matches, so I think it's pretty cool. I'll show you guys his like max damage potential in ramp-up scenarios. Or not the max damage potential, but close to it, like what you can consistently be getting. But next up we have Mike's rank 2 Shuri. I make some mistakes here because, I suck at the game and I eat some combos here, so it's not going to be a clean fight For someone more skilled than I am, this would be a clean fight that you can do pretty consistently. Because Vox on the special 2 gives them a vigilance, and that vigilance can counter miss. And Shuri is very annoying with her miss. You know, she's got the untouchable when she charges heavy attacks. So he could, you know, handle her pretty decently well. But, yeah, right there I screwed up because we didn't get the special off in time to, you know, counter, or get the, you know, degens paused longer and more damage per second. But, yeah, we lost there. Next up we have TJ's Nimrod. This one was a lot of fun. For those who don't know, Vox is immune to Special Lock, Power Drain, Power Burn, and I thought there was one other one. I am going to look it up real quick just so I can make sure. But I know he's got Poison Immunity, the Special Lock Immunity, the Power Drain, Power Lock, and Power Burn. I think those are the 4 immunities that Vox has. But essentially, every time we cross a bar of power, Nimrod will not be power locking or special locking us. And then every time we launch a special in his, I think, Blitz protocol, we will not be inflicted with the power drain debuff. So, pretty solid stuff. He's a great counter to Nimrod. Has a lot of ways to just, you know, deal with Nimrod pretty easily. Nimrod has annoying armors, but Vox doesn't really care about armors because degen damage is the main source. So we're going into Labyrinth of Legends, and we are going to be trying to show you guys the, you know, upwards, like closer to the ceiling of Vox. He's got like a theoretical max of degen that you can get, but getting that is just a headache, and I don't recommend doing it. But, yeah, we're just going to keep ramping normally. We drop our special 1 that gives us 19 degens. We run into the special 1 because we're a dummy. And yeah, we're just going to keep going. We pause the degens with a hit into the block. And now we just need to get to our special 2. We do, and that allows us to pause these degens, get some extra ticks out of them. And now we've got the 18 Intensify. Now we can start, you know, ramping again. So what we want to do here is drop another special 1, and that will get us close to like 30 degens. Actually, it would put us closer to like 45, 50. Yeah, I couldn't do math for a second, but Vox's mediums give them Fury buffs. Vox's First Light and Fourth Light give them Cruelty. So that's the way that you ramp up those buffs, and then you could stack the Precision from Dexterity, and then you've got Vigilance and Undermine, and then this Vigor buff is coming from the Thor Relic, and right there you guys could see that's like 60,000+ damage per second at the end there, which is just nuts. And at a point in this fight we get to, I think we're getting like 1,000,000 damage per minute, which in my opinion is pretty solid. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's 15,000 damage per second. But yeah, now we've got like 57 degens, and now we're just going to keep cooking. So this is like my favorite thing about Vox, is that he feels great in like short fights, but like these long fights ramps up just beautifully. And if we ever do get some, you know, long form content again where we need like, you know, champs who can handle these huge health pools, I think Vox might be really solid, and I'm just excited for it. Like right there we were getting 90,000 damage per second at the end of those degen ticks, which is just nuts. The way he scales is so cool, and I just really enjoy it. Vox has one weakness, and that is Nullify, Stagger, and Fate Seal. Like most cosmics, like they're you know, slowed down if you have their buffs messed with or nullified. The only difference with Vox is that he takes a percentage of damage every time those buffs are nullified. So any nullify matches with Vox, you kind of just want to avoid those and, you know, not use him for them. But right there we get the perfect special 2, and again, like 80-something thousand damage per second there. It's really solid stuff. And like now that we're, you know, fully ramped, we've got 30 Intensify, and then Every time we get just under a special 2, we'll have enough buffs to have like 55 degen on the opponent when we drop the special 1. Right here we drop it early because he's almost dead, and yeah, it's awesome. I love the way this character is designed. Got a lot of relevant immunities, and the damage is just great. It's really unique for a Cosmic Champion to have damage over time as their main damage source, but Vox's basic attacks also get pretty strong with the Intensify, the Fury, the Cruelty, the Precisions. It's just really cool. Everything comes together beautifully with Vox, and I really enjoy it. Next up, we're going into, I believe this is Act 8. Just some fun little, Act 8 showcases to show you guys that Vox is not just good for Battlegrounds matches, the short health pools, or Labyrinth of Legends, the, big health pools. This is more of like I wouldn't call it a medium-sized health pool because that's like 500,000. I think a lot of these get up to like 600,000, 700,000, so not like it really makes much of a difference. 6 stars get a benefit in Act 8, and then there's also nodes that amplify your damage, so I don't know, I think it would be more of a medium-sized health pool. But yeah, we're just going to town, having a good time here. This node combo here, essentially every time you gain a Fury buff, you purify any debuffs on you, and with steady buildup unblockable, anytime you attempt to purify, you'll be gaining the unblockable. So Vox is pretty much going to be fully unblockable this whole fight because every medium attack gives Vox a Fury buff. So it's just going to be a fun little combo here. Right here, Dr. Voodoo's a little sketchy because if you suck like I do sometimes, and you get hit by like the special 1 or the special 2, you could be taking a large chunk of damage because Dr. Voodoo will try to nullify all the buffs on you. And I think it actually might be hysterical to see how much damage Dr. Voodoo would do if we had like 20 buffs on us and dropped the special 1. I wonder if it would just melt. So yeah, it's just a little risky, but not that big of a deal. But here, like I said, if you can't get to your special 2, just drop the special 1. Getting those intensifies is the really important thing here, and you don't want to miss out on those because you're slowing your ramp even more. Your basics are going to be hitting even weaker. So yeah, we've got 39 degens here on Dr. Voodoo, and that's pretty much enough to seal the deal here. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. Last fight on this lane that I'll be showing is against Red Goblin, and yeah, he's a lot of fun to play. I really hope that I don't remember when the next featured crystal's dropping. What would be really cool is when people start getting their Titan crystals, if they pull this guy as a 7-star, because Vox doesn't really need their Awaken ability. It's a nice ability to have, but it's not needed, so the Vox would be a perfect 7-star to get from the Titan crystal. And I'd be excited to see some people start getting Vox as a 7-star. I'm really hoping I get Vox as a 7-star from my Titan crystal. But right here we messed up and we did not get the special off in time for the intensifies. So it's not the biggest deal in the world, but it just slows the fight down a little bit because you're not getting those extra degens. So when I drop the special 1 here, I think that's the special 1 that I'm dropping. No, I'm going for the special 2. So when I drop the special 2 here, see how I placed 26 degens? It would be 43 if I was able to get those 17 degens from before. So, it is what it is, but, he's going to be dead, so it's not that big of a deal. We had a little combo to end the fight, and he dies mid-special. So, this node combo was fun, but we're going to get to some pretty crazier stuff. So, we're going against this Rocket Raccoon. I think this is Act 7. I can't remember where, it might be early Act 8, but essentially there's True Lies here, so True Strike, True Accuracy, True Sense all suffer negative 100% ability accuracy, and then there's Cosmic Grit. I think there's, I can't remember what Cosmic Grit does, but essentially this node combo, if you gain 3 or more Fury buffs, or 3 or more Cruelty, or 3 or more Precision, you will gain like these aptitude buffs, and then these aptitude buffs have a max stack of 10, and those obviously will increase the potency of, you know, the buffs listed that are affected by aptitude. So every buff that VOX gains is subject to being amplified by aptitude. So it's just going to be, you know, some really solid damage here once we can drop this special one. So right here we drop it. We only have 16 degens, which, you know, isn't a lot right now, but it's ramping up. And, you know, our basics are hitting decently hard because of all these aptitudes, and Rocket is dead. And, you know, obviously you guys didn't really notice it. The Undermine was countering the True Lies node and the auto block that is built into this node combo. You know, the defenders have a they have a 60% chance to auto block on this node, and you know, the Undermine reduces that, or no, it doesn't reduce it. It makes the attack go unblockable if the defender tries to auto block. So right here, I decided I wanted to ramp up all my precisions as my way to get the aptitudes. That way my Fury and Cruelty are, you know, going to be subject to the aptitude. If I had the aptitude before those Fury buffs, or if I had the Fury buffs before the aptitude, they would just remain the same. But yeah, now we're just going to keep cooking, and this dude is just melting, and he is done. Pretty solid stuff. I love the winning animation, it's so cool. Next up we have Hulkbuster on the same nodes. We're going to do something similar here, but instead we are going to you know, ramp up to 5 precision and then start parrying and then doing light. We're just trying to try to maximize our damage just a little bit. I realized it was pointless. I should have just, you know, kept, you know, just trying to do this as fast as possible, but you know, I was feeling myself when I was doing this, and I wanted to get fancy, so yeah, we just need to drop this special one here. We're just trying to get our last couple Fury buffs, but I think we're just going to dex into a special one. We're just waiting on this dude to throw a medium attack, and he does. And now we've got 22 degens, and this dude's just he's gonna tick out. We're not gonna really do much. We're gonna get those double mediums in here, and then pause them on the block, and then he's done. So pretty cool stuff there. I love how the degens just melt the opponent. Lastly, we have some more, I think, Act 8 stuff. I think this is 8.1.5. This has a Celestial something node, Celestial Vision, Nowhere to Hide, Arrogance. So every 10 hits in your combo meter, you will gain, you know, Falter passive. But, you know, if you're a Cosmic Champion, you gain a chance to gain a Vigilance buff based on the amount of buffs you have, you know, active, unique buffs you have active. The cool thing about VOX is that these Vigilance buffs stack. Like when he corrupts them. So we'll end up having 10 of these Vigilance buffs, and he's always going to counter the miss, but it also gives him a bunch of degens to work with because they're buffs that count towards the degen. So he's going to be melting these champions in just one of these, you know, degen loops. You know, we can already see, like, this damage is just getting nuts, like 50,000 damage per second, and then 60,000 damage per second. It's oof. Really good stuff there. Next up we have, I think, Iceman, who's on this lane, same nodes. We brought just some synergies so we wouldn't have to deal with the cold snap damage. You know, it's annoying. I didn't want to have to deal with the cold snap. I didn't really want to do a synergy showcase, but I figured this would be like the least intrusive synergy. It just preserves his health pool because, you know, we do want to take the Penny boss at the end of this lane just so I can show you guys, you know, how good he is for Penny. So right there we drop the special one. We get 28 of those degens, it looks like, and now we are just going to keep ramping them up. We're going to try to keep just, you know, comboing this guy. And funny enough, it looks like Iceman's armor was capping the damage because it went from 27,000 damage per tick to 10,000 damage per tick. So, I don't know, I thought that was weird. Lastly, we have Yondu on this lane, and I hate fighting Yondu. This dude's an asshole. his non-contact attacks always hit me when I try to parry, and then they always bleed me through block, and I just don't like him. He's mean, and he's not hard to fight, but he's just annoying to fight, and he's annoying in the most unfun ways. But yeah, we're just gonna drop a special 2 here to get these degens. We're just gonna do it right before our special 3. Right there's good enough, and we drop the special 2. Decent damage here, and we have 32 degen debuffs on the opponent, and now we're just gonna cook. Now we're at 40,000 damage per second and 50,000, and yeah, he's done. So it's just wild how much, like, how well he scales. But to close off this video, we're gonna end it with the 8.1.5 Penny Parker boss. There's Foresight, Mighty Charge, Pumping Iron, and I can't remember the other node. But essentially here, if she dashes at us, she will purify all debuffs and go debuff immune. I think it's just go debuff immune. And then if we intercept her, we gain a massive, Fury passive. So, long story short, we're not going to be able to rely on our degens for the massive damage here. So I get to show you guys something really cool that VOX has, which is a massive special 3. The special 3 does increase damage for every, I think, buff on you. Right there, I tried to go for the special 1, and I tried to, dash at her before she could dash at me, before she can go debuff immune. She ended up going debuff immune, so, that's not going to happen. Not going to be able to get those degens going with the Foresight passive like I wanted. So instead, we are going to drop a special 3. The special 3 is really good for when you can't actually ramp your degens, because I will show you guys in a second. We have 10 Fury, and we have 9 Cruelty. Now we have 10 Cruelty, and we have 5 Precision. So we just need a couple more Precisions here to get the max, but I didn't get the max. I don't know why, but we got the Intercept into the special 3. And as you guys can see, that was some really solid damage there. I think it's 140,000. Yeah, but when you launch your special 3, it takes the corrupted buffs that you have active, and it replaces them with Intensifies max stack of 30. So now we have 27. So that's as if we, dropped our special with the degens active to cash out on those degens. But we just did it with the special 3, so no degens. It's a good way to bypass, debuff immunity like Mighty Charge. So I do think I try to go for one more fancy special 1, because right here I dash at her and she goes against the wall. So yeah, it's a bummer that I wasn't able to keep her from dashing. I thought I had her far enough, in the corner that it wouldn't matter, but we're just going to close it off with the special 2 here with the Foresight passive, and boom. So if you guys enjoyed this video, hit like, sub if you're new. If you're already subbed, you know I love you. See you guys for the next video. Maybe stream, I don't know. But peace out, guys.